Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. I'm your instructor Joy. I hope all of you are staying well and healthy. Thank you very much for your continued support here and also in my Patreon page, booking lessons with me, sending me nice emails and comments. I really appreciate. So today we're going to talk about how one could develop left hand dexterity or independent left hand, because that's a big part, isn't it? It helps us to play difficult techniques such as double stops and shifting. Also simply knowing where to stretch, where to put them together. Because I get a lot of those questions, how I have hard times extending pinky, or I cannot place 1 and 2 close enough, and so on. You're not alone, we all had to work on it. I'm going to show you a couple of exercises that you can try on your own, and soon you will see it's not that hard. We just have to put certain time and do the correct practicing, which is very important, knowing what to practice and how to practice, but they can be developed with a little practicing time. Now, there are many great exercises that are out there available, but I like to use Sevcik technique exercise, op.1, number 5. The reason I pick number 5 instead of number 1 of the same book is I find it's great that it repeats. There's a couple of repetitions. So it goes like this: 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3. On and on. As you notice, it always comes back where it started. I find it great because it gives us a second chance to check the note and also teaches us the relationship between those two fingers. For example, 0 to 1, by coming back to 0, we know that we know exact distance from where the first finger should be placed. Now 1 to 1, by coming back, we know the exact distance. Same thing, 2, 3, and it repeats difficult fingers, 2 and 3, 4. Now 3, 4, 2 again, 1, and 0. Not only that, he suggests different fingering patterns. So this was 2 and 3 are close, half step, and the rest are whole step. The next one, he suggests the second finger being beside the first finger, meaning 1 to half step, the rest are whole step. And then he goes on and on with every finger. For example, next one is a fourth finger being half steps. So 1, 2 are closed, 3 and 4 are closed. On and on. He has all different fingering patterns, so teaching us how to play, move each finger differently, and using tackling second, third, fourth, and first finger, all of it, different variation. I find it also very good. This can be done for all level violinists, because even though it's written in the first position, you can do the same thing in higher positions. For example, the third position, instead of playing 0, 1, 0 in the first position, you could do the same thing in the third or any higher position. 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, on and on like that. Another thing that I really like it not only teaches us a different relationship, but it has a nice pattern. It's not very hard to remember, and also it's built logically, so it's easy for us to follow, and ultimately help us to memorize it, because I want us to practice, or I want all of you to be able to play this one fast tempo. You start first slowly and fast one. The reason being is, in order to have independent fingering, or in order to have a developed left hand dexterity, it is very important to know how to move our fingertip with a minimum of finger pressure, or more elastic movement, which requires a light fingertip pressure. So just like if you want to move your arm from point A to point B very fast, if you swing very fast, you have no option but moving your arm with a minimum of effort and weight. Same thing happens when you move your fingers faster, even that is harder, the left hand is forced to shake off the unnecessary tension. therefore get rid of the unnecessary pressure or finger pressure. And that's when I find it fast practicing necessary. So now you start first slow practicing, doing one bow for each group, like this, 0, 1, 0 slowly, and another one, 1, 2, 1, now another bow, and then 3, 4, 3, on and on. Then this time you try to play 6 notes in one bow, but twice faster. Next one. Then now, once you've done enough time until you feel a little comfortable, then you try to play all 12 notes in one. Yeah, but this time we're gonna play twice faster than previous one, 4 times faster than the very first one. Here we have to divide bow into 4. Make sure you use equal 4th part. If you feel comfortable, now we're gonna use 24. We're gonna use one bow for 24 notes. So 12 notes for each half bow. Again, exactly twice faster than previous one. And then you do with each fingering pattern. On and on like that. Yeah, so that's another one. Now when it comes to developing left and fast runs, it is also important not only that we have to know how to keep the fingertip light, but we have to know which finger stays on the string, which finger doesn't, because the more finger stays on the string, the more imprisoned we feel, therefore it's harder to relax our left hand. So also it's equally important to know which finger to leave it on, because otherwise we're working twice harder. For example, here, 1, 2, 1. If I lift my first finger up, I have to place again. Not only I worked harder, but I risk the chance of I might misplace my first finger, therefore I will be out of tune. So we need to leave our first finger on. Now next one, 2, 3, 2. Since I have to play second finger twice, it is wise to leave our second finger on. However, there's no need to leave our previous first finger on, because if we leave it on, it's not wrong, but it's harder to keep our fingertip light. It is better to lift up our first finger lightly up. The same thing goes. Now when you leave your third finger on, try to lift 1 and 2 up. So knowing exactly which finger has to be on, only the minimum to make your work less. Yeah. So now this is something that can be done. It's just a couple minutes a day. Just start. It's even better if you start your exercise with such exercise before you do any scales. Yeah. It would be actually calf flesh, and Dunis also suggested you do certain kind of finger warm up before you start scale, which I agree. I hope this video was helpful, and I wish all of you happy and fun violin playing. Hope to see you again. Bye bye.